This is Pentecost, correct?
That is correct.
Can you tell us about this piece?
Yeah. So growing up in New Jersey, I had the privilege of going to mosques and temples, like Jewish temples, and also Catholic mass, and also going to an immigrant Korean Presbyterian church. So I've had and had so many diverse friends, and they would always invite me to just see their place of worship. And one of the things that I really love is Catholic art, and especially halo art. And I grew up like loving comic books, and so there's a lot of comic book illustration in there. But on top of that, I love halos and the meaning of halos, because in the Greek Orthodox tradition, halos are oftentimes, and in the Catholic tradition as well, but when people didn't know who an important person was, and they were illiterate, they would go to their priest and be like, hey, like, who is that person up there with that round thing around their head? And they'll be like, oh, like, that's Saint Kevin or Saint whoever. That would actually be, but those halos are actually indicators of windows into God's heart. And I really wanted to I love drawing halos because of that. It's like maybe it's the facial features or the things that are going on in the actual piece. So I love the Trinity. The Trinity is just, I think, mysterious and beautiful at the same time. Like God being Father, and also like being called a mother hen and all this stuff. It's like this language of like, oh, this is crazy. And so creation is actually all around his head. And I love that his halo is just like that. And he's putting on the robe of just like this majestic robe around him that's also wings. That's also different little stories of Jesus finding the lost sheep, or the heel that strikes the head of the snake, or hands worshiping, and Peter and Jesus walking on water. And then you can also see it on the left side of the wings in the middle of the piece. You'll see it sideways as well. And it's just Jesus. It's like all these little details. I love also when we can read even one of our favorite Psalms, like Psalm 23, and you read it over and over again, and you learn something new. It's like the Bible is similar. I want them to, like, people to investigate this piece when they get to it. Like, Jesus's collar is a book.
Oh.
There is so much little detail in every part of who Jesus is and the Father. And it's like, even the robe itself, it actually, I'm hearkening it back to Joseph. I'm hearkening it back to the prodigal son and Jesus. So there's all these things of like cloaking, and those are the different stories that come with just even someone putting a cloak on another person.
Wow.
Right. And then and so like, and he's pouring himself out, right? I'm pouring myself out, right? And that's the Holy Spirit. And the Spirit is just wild and majestic, and then ruach is the Jewish Hebrew word for spirit, right? And so that's like, it's a female. So I wanted to draw them familial, but also the Holy Spirit is female, and that she's holding the dove, that the Holy Spirit descended onto Jesus as a dove, right? Like doves, like I just felt that. And so I just wanted to, like, when people investigate and look at this stuff, they're also investigating Jesus. Wow. And then the people below are the community that is like outpouring of the Holy Spirit.
Powerful.